Hello.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Goth Kitchen. This is episode I don't remember. I'm going to introduce everyone. I'm Brian. Obviously, I'm in Goth Kitchen in sunny Southend, and it has been beautiful and sunny today, which is nice because everyone else has been rained on all day, which is also nice. So, before I go around and introduce these wonderful people, I've written a little intro today, and I've never written an intro before, but I wanted to write a little intro for you. It's quite subtle, but it's quite nice. John and John of John. Simon the Garfunkel of Simon the Garfunkel fame, pop 60 sensations. Rick Now, Aid Emerson, comedy gods from Mr. Jolly Lives Next Door. Penn and Teller, magic geniuses. Lennon and McCartney, 60s boy band wonders. Truman and Cooper from Twin Peaks, legends. And Chris and Mikey from Frauds.
Yeah.
This is about duos that get together and make magic.
I'm Cooper.
You're Cooper. Yeah, absolutely.
Solidly.
It does look a bit Harry Truman. You could easily pass for Harry Truman.
Yeah.
Easy. I'm with you on that. So, Frauds, thank you so much for being here this evening. It's been a long time coming. I'm really happy you're with me because I'm a massive fan. So let's go around the room. If it is a room, it's a screen really. Chris is to my right and Mike is underneath me. Kinky.
Oh.
So, Mikey, where are you?
I'm at home in North London.
North London.
Haringey, I'm on the ladder. If anyone knows the ladder, I'm on the ladder. There's a big road like this, and then there's a big road like this, and then there's many roads which go like that. So they call this the Haringey ladder, and I am on the ladder.
Oh, halfway up
here. Yeah.
Oh, a bit down the bottom. So
yeah, about a third now.
He's literally stuck on the ladder.
Is your wife? Oh well, he's back now. We lost you a bit there, Mikey. We lost you a bit. How are you?
Yeah.
And how is lockdown?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Really good. I'm luckily able to still work, so that's all right. That I'm not losing my job, but it's just outrageously strange. I feel like life has these big cycles that we all go through. But at the moment, it's been reduced to this little cycle of, is it a day I work or not a day I work, and how many times do I have to do the dishes this week? And it just goes over and over and over again. So I'm just doing all right, not losing my mind, but it feels very strange. What
do you do for a living? What is your job?
I teach playing guitar. So we're able to do this online now, which is really good, really super good. But it's just weird not leaving the house and seeing anyone or doing anything. And I'm always here. My view.
You and your wood chip wallpaper.
Yeah, it's always there. I'm glad you think this is wallpaper because this is a bit of a fucking eyesore, to be honest. This is like a mattress which folds 4 ways, and we literally have no other space for it apart from there. And then I had a big conversation this week about how awful it looks on the webcam because this is where I teach as well, and it's like, my background. It's not right now. It's not right. Look at it. It looks like, I don't know. It looks like a hoarder. But
that's fine.
I should have left you thinking that it's stylish retro wallpaper.
You should have said, yeah. You should have said that you spent thousands on.
Yeah.
You could just hang a towel up in front of it.
Yeah, I thought about that. Some kind of backdrop. I need a photographer, but I can't meet one till you can meet people properly. But with me, probably maybe long hair or a wig, like doing one of these, like hanging up behind me while I'm teaching.
Wonderful. Chris, Frauds. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm very well, mate. Very well.
Thank you very much for being here. I like your shirt. It's very nice.
Thanks, man. I picked it out especially. I thought it felt very appropriate.
Done. So where are you, Chris?
I'm in Walthamstow, North East London. Not too far from Mr. Mikey. It's been so weird. I've literally just come back from furlough. I've gone back to work this week. so I'm knackered.
So you was off for what, 3 months?
I was off for 3 months, living a like bohemian lifestyle, just like drinking all the time, lazing around, just feeling stressed here and there about like, what if I don't have my job back? La la la. And now it's fine. Like, well, it's not fine. I don't know. I might not have my job if the economy doesn't restart, because where I work in retail and we're not really making any money. So I'm just like, I don't know. Like it's like what Mike was saying of like, I don't really know what to feel and I don't really know where to go. The only fortunate thing is that we have our own studio that we share with other people, but we have been able to go there to practice. So I've actually got pretty good at drums during this, where I wasn't actually that good before, but now I can. But
you've been practicing, you've been using the time.
Yeah.
So when you say you work in retail, what are you selling?
Kids backpacks for Australian company called Smiggle.
Kids backpacks for kids that need.
Yeah.
That's I'm just a big market for that in London.
Massive, mate. Yeah, it's like
Really?
when it kicks, it kicks. But it's off the hook.
Fashion stationery.
Yeah, fashion stationery.
Yeah.
That's quite niche, isn't it? Just nothing else. Just thank you very much for being it. So we're going to talk about frauds, and can one of you, unless anyone's watching this and haven't got a fucking clue who frauds are and what, because they might think you're a comedy duo or a magic duo or what are frauds? Explain to me what frauds are. One of you.
I think magic duo, music duo, comedy duo, all in one. We've been in this playing music together for about 15 years. The band that this was originally, because it's called Frauds, we were going to rip off all of our favourite kind of B-sides and play them as our own thing.
I like that.
That's now turned into what we do now.
What we do now, which is ripping off famous songs and passing them off as our own.
Exactly. But no, we'd like to be known as like a very fun, loud, with band which plays party tunes, and like we have a good time, and we entertain people as much as we like play music. So
I just want to make it clear, you don't do like Agadoo. We're not talking party tunes. You're not like a wedding band.
No.
When the although you would be good at a wedding.
Yeah,
a wedding.
Yeah, I think like when we first got into, because when this whole thing started and like really early on, and we like maybe like our 10th gig was with Idols and John. That was when like it started to click of like, oh, there's a whole scene and there's all these bands and blah blah blah. You kind of see that people spear up at different scenes, but we've always persevered with like, we want to be able to play with anything, be on any kind of bill. So we're not really precious about where our music goes and who hears it or who's cool or not cool.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's very
your question for Mikey, the comedy aspect, for want of a better word, when you go and watch Frauds, it's very entertaining. It's more than just watching a band, two guys on stage. You're not John, you're not Gazelle. There's a lot of humour in a Frauds performance, so, even to the point now where there can be almost like a mini sketch that runs sometimes. If you go back to your hair and your hat one from last year sometime. I don't know whether all the equipment breaking at the Victoria in Dalston recently was part of the act.
So annoying.
Where did that comedy humour aspect come from? Was it conscious or did it just evolve?
Yeah, I think it's evolved to a big part of it is it has evolved, but it's both. It's conscious as well. It's because of because we've been, like Chris said, we've been doing this for 15 years. So like, we've been doing it a long time, and you learn again and again and again and again that, well, it's through failure. When you make something, and I'm sure lots of people who make things can know what I'm talking about. You make something and you're used to it not going as well as you thought it would go. And then from that, probably every single time that's happened to you, you have compromised in some way or tried to be something that you think someone else wants of you. And every single time it gets you closer to feeling like, actually, I just, what I'm going to do is just express exactly what I want to express and be myself completely. Because if that fails, at least I know that I didn't, it didn't fail because of there was any kind of compromise or I was trying to be cool or something like that. And so it's a realization of us being ourselves and not trying to be something that we thought people want to see who go to see rock bands. And apart from that, it's also, I have a feeling, because me and Chris have such a love of comedy as well as music, but it seems like in terms of getting to the root of kind of being very subversive and challenging authority, is that comedy has been a lot more cutting and successful at that than rock music over the last 30 years, I would say. And seeing that as a way to get to very, very, very serious topics in a kind of obscure and very silly way. And I don't know, that's something that really turns me on. I really want to be able to do something like a song that makes someone laugh and cry at the same time, like great comedy shows do as well. So yeah, a lot of these things.
Because it's lyrically, musically, it's always been there. If you go back, when did you release your first EP? 2013, 14-ish?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So it's always been there. The comedy aspect, the humour aspect of those lyrics. Going right up now to the last album, has always been part of Frauds. So going back 15 years, where did you two meet? Because were you in previous bands together?
Yeah. So we both had. I had a band from college, and then we used to go and rehearse in Croydon. We're all from Croydon. We used to go and rehearse at the rehearsal rooms in Croydon or Rock Bottom, and Chris worked there, and Chris was in a band as well. And then the drummer of my band left, so then I kind of flirted with Chris and asked him out to be in my band. And then
he took me for a Wetherspoons.
Yeah.
Which was,
Did he?
I was chaps've, yeah.
So Chris left his band and joined your band.
Well, I was about 19 or something, and I ended up being in about 4 or 5 bands, just like because I could. And I.
You were the only local bloke with a kit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically, yeah. And that was my thing. I just really wanted to be a drummer, and that was all I was focused on, was being a drummer. And the band that Mike had, they had this amazing singer, and with all the bands around at that point in Croydon, generally the singing was not great. So when this guy Sam sung, it was like, oh my god, he's like Jeff Buckley. It was like this smooth, silky, but kind of I don't know. Well, how do you describe, sort of progressive Pink Floyd-y kind of thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, he did like a very classic rock voice as well at that time. So it's like Robert Plant, a lot of like
Nice. So, how long did this band go on for? With the two of you in it?
About 7 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah, good amount of time. We were called Namaste. It was all like, I don't know, something. It was nice, but we recorded an album which you can probably find somewhere, and we moved to Austria. We moved to Vienna for 9 months as well.
The whole band.
Yeah, the whole band. It was like it was a lady who found us on MySpace and was like, well, then you come to Austria, I think people would like you. So we went and did some gigs, and then they had some record label friends who like chatted us up. And then the main thing was they had a rehearsal space, which you guys can come in all the time. And living there, our rent for 4 of us was €100 each. So it's like, it was super cheap to live. And we're like, yeah, fucking sold. And then so we moved over, and the record label guys' band broke up. So we're like, we got rid of the rehearsal room. So me, Chris, and the 2 other guys, we recorded an album, and we did like a couple of tours here and there. But we were just like poor as shit.
Bummed.
Like,
it was a joke, really, wasn't it? Like,
living, yeah.
Me and Mike got a job in a Scottish pub. You ever heard of a Scottish pub?
Yeah, it was.
I've never heard. It's always. We did it for one night. And we got paid 25 euros by this crazy racist Austrian man. And he made us, like, on our first night, he made us cook all the food and over salt everything so everyone drank more.
Brilliant.
And then we took the 25 euros and we went down the club and spent it all in one night.
So did you make it in Austria? You were there for 9 months. Did the Austrians love it?
Yeah, we built up a really nice following in Vienna. Like outside of Vienna, nothing. But the last gig we did, we sold out the QUICKFIRE Club, which is like on one cent. It's a cool place, and then it's pretty like 300 people there, I think. And then when we came back to London, 2 of our fans from that night flew over to see us, and I think in their mind they're like, it's going to be like, I don't know, 8,000 people, and everyone's going to be going crazy. And we were at the Water Rats in King's Cross with like eight people in the crowd. And the whole gig, I was looking at these 2 Austrian guys who would like spend a lot of money to come over to see us, just standing there going like, what? I don't know what's happened. Yeah.
So that all fell apart eventually.
Yeah, it was just like we came back, and then I don't know, we didn't write any songs for ages, and then we changed the band name and carried on for a couple of years. But there was like for me personally, there was a big yearning to sing, like, because that's when I started writing not just music but my own songs, and I was singing as well. And I remember we had some of the newer songs we did were like my songs that I then taught the lyrics and the melody to the singer, who is an incredible singer. And I remember one day he couldn't make the sound check, so I sang one of the songs which I'd written with the band, and I was like, well, this is what I really, even if I'm singing like shit, this is what I want to do.
What you want to
Do
do?
you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah.
So in Frauds now, you both sing.
Mm-hmm.
That's something you've always done as well, Chris. You've always been a bit of a singer.
No. So I was quite late to singing. It was towards the end of that band where I wrote a few bits, and I had a similar thing to Mike but I was singing backing vocals, and I was like, oh, really enjoy this, like really like it. And then I remember when the band broke up, I started, when we were in the bands and the stuff we were playing, I was always not necessarily into the music we were playing. I was always into stuff a bit more punky, a bit more, like, I remember we were really into like the Walkman and stuff when we were playing this like kind of proggy rock stuff. And then I found Hot Snakes and Future of the Left. I was on a train, like I was working for HMV, and I had to go somewhere else, and I downloaded these 2 albums, and I hadn't heard them before. I just saw them recommended on like some kind of like blog online, like, if you haven't heard this, like fucking listen to it. And then I just heard these vocals of both of these bands, and I was like, I could do that. I could definitely do that. And then I just spoke to Mike, and then he was trying to set up something for him. And I was like, why don't we just have a jam? And then we just immediately wrote like a song in one rehearsal, didn't we? Like a really silly song. Before we decided on the name Frauds or anything, we just wrote like a really silly song where I was singing, and it was just so much fun, really liberating. And then in the last few years, it's just been, I've been more focused on singing and writing lyrics than I have been playing drums. So going back to the lockdown, it's been quite nice going back to playing drums. Yeah.
So now, when you listen to Frauds now, obviously your vocal, you sing on one track, you sing on the other. Are you singing your own when you write lyrics? Are you singing your own lyrics? So when Mike is on the lead, they're your lyrics, Mike.
Yeah, like 95% of the time. Yeah.
Sometimes we're very easy with each other. If we think something doesn't sound right, we could say like, maybe take that word out, flip it around or whatever. But generally, it's like, it's very fluid. But lyric wise, it's always us. If one of us that takes the lead on one of the songs goes for it, gets really deep into it.
So you released, I Can See You Got That Bad back in 2013. You released that EP.
Nice.
Yeah. How long? I did my research, Michael. How long after that then was when you started that jam session, getting together? How many years before that?
That was straight away. Yeah. That was
okay.
a few months. We made an EP which we recorded ourselves, which we never released because it was so terrible. And then after that, we went and recorded like pretty much straight away. So when we released our first EP, we were probably still like doing 2 or 3 covers in our set because we didn't have enough songs. Probably, don't you think, Chris?
Yeah, definitely. We did the Sonics, and we did the Men, didn't we? Was it the Men?
Yeah.
And we did a song from the Scott Pilgrim soundtrack. I'm so indefatigable.
Yeah, I remember that.
So after that, EP's out, gigging in London, all around London to start off with.
Yeah, we just like used the old contacts that we had, so we ended up playing like the same gigs that we did before.
Yep.
So doing the sort of the shit circuit where it's kind of like a pay-to-play scenario where bring 20 friends and you get paid nothing. Every one over 20 friends will give you 20p or something like that.
Yeah.
And then I think shortly after that, fluffer parties started occurring, and I'd seen those online. And then me and Mike just started going to those and all those kind of events around East London because I was still in Croydon, and I think Mike, you were still up north, I think. But
yeah,
we ended up just going to loads of gigs and seeing these amazing bands that we had no idea existed. And like the gigs that we were playing were like dog shit, but these were really like incredible bands, and we just were doing everything we could to get involved with it, basically.
What was your first gig out of London?
Our first ever gig was outside of London.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Our first ever gig was in Southend.
Hey! I had no idea. That's fabulous. Where was that?
Fuck. Do you remember?
It's a pub, really nice pub. Was it the Railway?
Railway, yeah.
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 Set right in central Southend. Brilliant.
Yeah. 2013.
Fucking hell. So how the fuck did you end up in my hometown?
It was mine and Chris's old boss, because we both used to work at HMV, and he's a musician. He plays in a band, and he's from Southend. So when we got our bands together, he was like just nice about, I'll give you your first gig kind of thing. So we did a gig in Railway.
In that when lockdown finishes, then and you're back out, come and play the Railway for us again.
Yeah,
I'd love to. Really loved it. I remember being like really nervous because we hadn't played a gig in like 2 or 3 years or something, and it was like a whole new thing again. And it was such a nice place, like really nice.
It's a lovely pub, lovely. So yeah, we'll make sure that happens. We'll do that, and I could just walk home after that. That's fine.
Yeah, that would be nice.
So gigs, more EPs arrived, all out your own pocket when you could afford it. Just get back in the studio, make that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like any money we ever got from anything is just go straight back into, like, it's spent on like a couple of rehearsals. Really, everything's so expensive to do. So me and Chris were just like saving up to go to the studio in Croydon and just doing gigs when we can. But what really helped us out was Chris had the idea of us, because there were so many great bands around who we were going to watch, like putting on our own night in Croydon and getting bands to come and play. It was like a way that we can play with the bands that we like, just to put on our own night. And we had John on before, we had Cassell's on. We've had
Happy Meal Limited.
Yeah, fuck it up. Yeah, so and that was like the big thing, really, because you just get to meet people. But it was genuinely nice for like the bands to come somewhere that's not too far from London as well. And now we had like some Brummie bands as well, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I can't remember who now. So long ago now.
Northerners.
Nah, yeah. We had bloody
Ghost of Dead Airplanes.
Yeah, they're amazing. And also
Melt Jeans from Portsmouth as well. They were fucking ace.
Who the hell am I thinking of? I've drawn a total blank here.
Brummie band.
Poppy's band.
Of his Duran Duran, but I don't imagine it was them at all. But
They weren't available.
So you carry on, more gigging, more EPs. At what point your debut album came out in 2017 with Morning Toast? You recorded that to what, 2016?
Yeah, 2016, and we did it over like a few weeks, and yeah, it was hard work because of I think it's like an ambitious thing to do to release a proper full album before like many people were paying attention as well. So it was like a lot of work, but it all went pretty well. Don't you think, Chris?
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, it's a really lovely little studio there in Croydon. It's like this old chapel, and it's tiny. Like I'm not. Don't think about a huge church or anything. It's like a teeny tiny little like Goth chapel, basically. And this guy that we'd known for years from Croydon called Gavin, who's a really amazing musician and plays in Wonky Unit, a punk band, and Snuff, isn't it, Mike? Snuff. And yeah, he's just an incredible musician, really, really interesting fella. And that's who we did all of our EPs with. So we just decided to do it with him. But the problem we had was like just doing it in separate sessions over a period of time doesn't really suit us as people. Because I don't know, like it was just, we found it quite hard to concentrate over that separate periods of time. And when you like hearing sounds that sound similar, don't sound the same, blah, blah, like you overthink things. And I think we sort of suffered a little bit from that. Did you say, Mike?
But did you write that album knowing it was going to be the album, stuff, sandwiches, suck jobs, stuff? Were they all written for this collection of work, or were they songs you'd already had previously?
Most of them we had for a while, and then it was. I think we probably got to the point. I can't remember clearly, but I think we probably got to the point where we're like, we got 7 or 8 songs. Let's like finish 2 or 3 of the ideas we've got and record an album, because like we're almost there. We've almost got enough. But some of the songs. Some of the songs on the album we'd been playing for a really long time before we went and recorded it, I think.
And we quite like that as well, like with our songwriting process. We do like to, I always think of the Pixies, like when you think about their albums, especially like Surfer Rosa and stuff like that, where it sounds ramshackle. And I always like that when you see like a band and it's kind of very close to falling apart, but it's beautiful. Like I love that, and we've always spoken about like how that moment is like the thing to capture. And I think where we didn't quite get that magic in our, like for us anyway, on that album was because we'd actually over practiced some things, and we hadn't actually finished the songs properly, but we'd really practiced them well. Like so, the actual like structures of the songs we wouldn't probably do it that way. So it's been like. It's such a long time ago now too, and it's all part of the. Do they now? You've got that album was like 3 years ago now. And obviously, you're gigging all the time, and some of those tracks on that album are played a lot. Obviously, have they changed over time? Those songs from that first time you recorded them to what they sound like now? Yeah, there's like real subtleties in the way that we play them. That it's like, I mean, to listen to it and then listen to it live, you probably wouldn't notice too much. But for us, like there's. The way that we play it now is so smooth and like really we can change within the song, and we both know what would like Mike could do something crazy and I'll be like, oh yeah, I like that idea, and we can like follow through. And I think we just like that's how good you have to be like to like get an album that's really really seriously good. I really feel like you need to be in that level already.
Yeah, it's hard though, isn't it? Because like you want to have played the song enough that you can perform it really well and instinctually, like, but you don't want to have played it so much that you get to the point where the magic's gone. Because like when you first kind of like when you're close to the birth of something, it's like super exciting as well.
Yeah,
it's like this fine line which is like impossible for us. I feel like it's been impossible to walk it well so far. It's really really tricky.
I don't think. I understand. The thing with the frauds gig, there's so much going on. When there's just 2 guys on the stage, like you are, the communication between you, the banter between you, and stuff like that. And I know I've seen you guys a lot now, so obviously some of that's rehearsed anyway. But then every night there'll be something else that happens. So even if you go to a frauds gig, it's a performance for me rather than just a gig. You go and watch a band, and I watch a band. They might say, "Hello, thank you very much for coming," and that's it. It's gone. But when you go and watch Frauds, it's a show rather than just a band, and that's what I absolutely fucking adore it. I love it. Yeah, even your intro to Putin's Day Off now, it's getting long. It's about a week long now.
Longer every time.
Longer every time.
Yeah, it's such a weird. I really, really appreciate it because it's exactly what we want it to be. We want it to be a show and something that's has this extra thing that we enjoy doing within it in a weird way, which is like some kind of performance. But it really, I had a big moment last year when we went to Bristol and we did a gig, and Jeff came up to me afterwards and said he was really super disappointed that I didn't do the bit before Putin's Day Off. As if it's now it's like a song in its own right. It's like if you go and see like Monty Python and they don't do the lumberjack bit, it's like they didn't do it.
Well, you saying that when your last gig at Dawson, I know half it was missing because it died, but there was no. I walked out of that gig, and that's the first Frauds gig I'd seen where I didn't get suck jobs. And for me, if I don't go see Frauds and get that track, only for your vocal, Chris, more than anything, it's fucking mental. I love it.
Thanks, mate.
Especially the album version. How many takes on the album did that take to get that vocal for that track?
Like, not much. Yeah, I'm a bit
Two or three.
When I get into, I do like maybe 3 takes, and then the one on that was like the third one where I went and did whatever, just do what you think should happen.
Fucking, it works so well. It's to the point where I've heard it 1,000 times and I still smile and laugh at the same part. It's just absolutely brilliant. So the album's out, more gigs around London, more this, that, and the other, and then 3 years later, you're looking at album 2. Now, album 2's all done, recorded, yeah?
Yeah, we've done it. We went and because like Chris was saying earlier about how we didn't like going and doing bit by bit, and then so we were talking a while ago about going somewhere where we can stay there for a week and record and live there, and we actually recorded somewhere like that in our old band for we stayed there 2 nights and recorded 1 day, and we're like, oh yeah, let's contact them. And it's I don't know, 1,200 quid a day or something. And we're like,
so much money. So much money.
So Chris did loads of good work, looking around the country, and everywhere's super expensive. So we kind of gave up on it. And then we did a gig with Racket Cannon, who are from Belgium. And Chris was talking to one of the members about that. And he was like, that sounds exactly where we recorded. And then he gave us the contact for this place. It's like €300 a day, and you live there. And it's the most amazing studio.
Wow.
So, yeah,
it was felt ridiculous. It felt like Frauds Abbey Road sessions, literally, and we were just allowed to be there. It didn't feel right at all.
No.
Fucking, that's amazing. So when was that? That was last year. End of last year.
That was February this year, and then we did everything. The only thing that wasn't finished was all my vocals. I wasn't super happy with. So I took the tracks home, and just this week I finished doing all my singing. So everything's recorded now, and it's pretty much mixed. So it's it's pretty done. Feeling pretty good. There's lots to be done, but
are you happy with it?
Oh, it's really I'm so happy. I am so happy with it. I can't actually express it. I don't listen to it that much because I always over listen, and I listened to it the other day, and I've been rehearsing to the tracks at the studio on my own. And I was saying to Mike today how we were looking at track listing and things like that. And I said, I don't care, because every song, everything is there's quite a few songs we haven't even played live yet that we actually have had for a while, but we have really taken so much time and effort over making every part of these songs as good as they can be, and we're really proud of it. So yeah, we're very excited about doing it. Just
one of those tracks on the album must be Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Have you been to Copenhagen, either of you two?
Not yet.
No. I have. I went once for.
Oh, you did.
I used to have an office job doing recruitment, and we went on a work trip. No, we didn't even sleep there. So I went for like
A couple of hours in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
So your call to arms for people will be the first single that's lifted from.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably, yeah. And we're we're trying to get some nice people in Copenhagen to do lockdown walks, sing along to the song. So if there's any AF gangers out there
in Copenhagen, yeah. I did put a post out. There's 55 Afghan members in Copenhagen.
Oh, please, then, please.
Unfortunately, with all the little things, I can't just bring up a name of them all, and I'd send them all a message.
Yeah.
Look, they're all fucking hell. Just do it, for God's sake. Get it sorted.
Get in touch. Yeah.
So obviously, when this is done, the idea will be to go out and tour it and play the hell out of it and stuff like that. But no one knows yet when the fuck that's going to be.
Exactly.
Cool. So what?
Yeah.
The plan, would you consider releasing this without that having that, or would you want to wait until you can go out and play?
I think we'll wait until we can come out and play. I think we're going to release one song like soon, and then after that we'll wait until we know, because we have to do. For me, it's like I struggle with recording, and I struggle with listening back to the recordings and obsessing and things not being quite right. And so it's like it's something for me. Recording is something obviously I have to do being in a band, and I do appreciate that is the most important thing, really. But the special thing for me is doing gigs, and if when we're celebrating that we've released something that we love, and there's not like some gigs attached, it's like it's totally empty for me. Totally empty. I wanna be with all the people and make some noise and be in the room.
So it could be years away then.
Well, yeah. Well, I suppose if that comes, I suppose if it comes to that, I'll obviously change my mind. But it's just no one knows, do they?
No one knows.
Yeah, we didn't have any gigs booked, so like now all of the bands who did have gigs booked have pushed them back to like the end of the year. So even if gigs can continue, then like we'll probably everywhere's fully booked for like a while as well. So that's a thing as well.
There'll be so much double. So the Dorchester Victoria, was that the last gig?
The last gig was with McCluskey in Bristol. That was the last one, like end of February, like 28th of February. And
last gig though, not bad.
Yeah,
it was ace. Yeah, great night.
I am
had a good time.
There's a few albums out this year, obviously, but I am massively. If it comes out this year or next year, then so be it. But I'm really looking forward to it, because I can't wait to see what the next step is and what the next sound is for anything like what I heard, because I think we heard a few new songs at Victoria.
Yeah.
Was there a new track on your lockdown video you did for us recently?
Yeah,
a
couple, huh?
So fabulous. When going right back to when you were teenagers, all them years ago, what music was there? Music you was listening to when you were teenagers that now influences you? I know you're Kinky Linky, so I'm aware of Mikey's Kinky Linky was very different to Chris's Kinky Linky. I will say as well, I've done about Kinky Linky's been running for about 18 months, 2 years now. We've done hundreds. You're the only two fuckers that had 11 tracks rather than 10.
Got a bit.
There are very few rules to Kinky Linky. I wouldn't let it go for anyone else, but I let it go. So what were you listening to when you were teenagers in your bedroom?
Well, I was like massively into nu metal. Like it's dirty, yeah. I was just so into it. Like coming from the Burbs, even the Croydon Burbs, I wasn't even really in Croydon. Like it was the most outrageous thing I'd heard. I was like, whoa, swearing, rapping, loud guitars. I'm in. Have some of that. So I was into that for quite a long time. But my dad's really into music. So when I was just before, like when I was like 12 or whatever, I was listening to like Ocean Colour Scene and Oasis and Blur and that sort of Britpop thing. So I think like the nu metal thing lasted about 2 years, and then I kind of regressed back into like Supergrass and those kind of things, because I explored metal, and I do like some of it, but most of it I'm not fully on board with. But there's bands like Deftones that I still really love.
Yeah, great.
So there was some good to come out of that.
Mikey's probably now going to say he grew up listening to Spanish guitar music.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a
Good.
lot of avant-garde stuff going on my ends. Yeah.
Zappa. You look like a Frank Zappa fan.
It was all the classy shit was around. No, there wasn't much music growing up around me when I was growing up, so it was like I kind of found my way through. So when I was a teenager, it was just all classic rock, really all classic rock. It was like Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple and all these bands. There was nothing super exciting. I wish I was like mentioned Cassell's earlier. I remember like getting into television when I was in my late 20s. And then Chris was chatting to Jim, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I was listening to television when I was like 13 years old."
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? This kind of thing. He had proper guidance, and I had no one to show me the way. Which is part of the reason why, even though Chris was listening to bad music, like there was still loads of really even there were some really cool things that Chris was listening to, and then when Chris joined the band, Chris became like my person who introduced me to new music. So that was like our big bond in the band, was like Chris was the person who was introducing me to new things.
Brilliant. Listen, well, we've done about 45 minutes nearly, so it's flown by. We're going to wrap it up. So you're going to go for the quick fire round now. So you've got 20 questions each. We'll start with Mikey. Go Chris, Mikey, Chris, and stuff like that. I will say no. Try not to think too much about the answers, even though it's the quick fire and your answer is your answer. If it's the wrong answer, I'm going to tell you. That's just the way. Right. So, starting with you, Mikey. Favourite football team?
Crystal Palace.
Chris, David Lynch or Bet Lynch?
David Lynch.
Mikey, your best film ever?
Greece.
I love that. Chris, your favourite Spice Girl?
Sorry?
Favourite Spice Girl?
Oh, Ginger.
Ginger.
What?
Yeah. Mikey, your superpower?
Invisibility.
Pervert. Everyone says that. Totally. Chris, who would play you in a movie? The Life of Frauds. Who would play you?
Brad Pitt.
Oh, I like that. Mikey, what's the strangest thing you've ever eaten?
Octopus.
Oh, Chris, pedal bin or swing bin?
Pedal bin all the way.
All the way. Mike, cats or dogs?
Cats.
Chris, your favourite TV show ever?
The Office.
English Office.
American.
Oh, okay. Mike, Michael, your favourite smell?
Rosemary.
Oh, Chris, chips or mash?
Chips.
Mike, favourite insect?
Ladybird.
Oh,
Nice.
Chris, the celebrity that annoys you the most?
Axl Rose.
Oh, he's not a celebrity, he's a rock god.
Yeah. So,
Okay, Mikey, Sleaford mods or fish finger sandwiches?
Sleaford mods.
What, over fish finger sandwiches?
Yeah.
Oh, mate. Chris,
Yeah,
Oasis
Sleaford
or Blur?
mods.
Blur.
Wrong answer. Mikey, Marmite, yes or no?
Yes.
Chris, Marmite, yes or no?
Yes.
Mikey, who would play you in the film?
I don't know his name. He's the bald guy in Love. He was in the last Stranger Things. Do you know the guy I mean? Have you seen Stranger Things?
Yeah.
This is not quick anymore.
That's fine, that's fine.
Love. You only seen Love.
Okay. So the bald man in Stranger Things.
Yeah, he's the Russian translator in the series 3 of Stranger Things.
Right, brilliant. Chris, your favourite album of all time?
Surferosa, Pixies.
Mike, tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Chris, Scott Walker or Roy Walker?
Scott Walker, Scotty.
Mike, what's your favourite?
F.
It's quite a controversial answer.
Well,
Just letting you know. Chris, Westlife or Boyzone?
Boyzone.
Mikey, Harry Potter or Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Chris, your favourite smell?
Lavender fields.
Well, it has to be a whole field, otherwise it doesn't
Whole
count.
field or nothing.
Fuck off with that button, mate. Mikey, Dave Grohl, yes or no?
It's not an easy question. Yes.
It's not. Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes.
Chris, early morning or late at night?
Late at night.
Mike, your favourite French man?
Serge Gainsborough.
Okay. I'm going to say wrong because he should be Eric Cantona.
Okay, fair
I'll go
enough.
Thierry Henry.
I'll take that on. Yeah, you're right.
Thierry Henry. Eric Cantona. Chris, red or blue?
Blue.
Mike, your best ever album?
In the Aeroplane Over the Sea by Nugent Curto.
Never heard of it.
It's a good one.
Is it a good one? Send me that link, please. Chris, cats or dogs?
Cats.
Mike, your worst ever internet purchase?
Ooh.
One that arrived, you went for, what the fuck is this? There's been too many.
No, I can't. No, I think I'm savvy. I don't regret any of them. Not one. Not one. The little plant pots. The kind of playful, strange-shaped bottle openers. The little dolphin-shaped pipes. Everything. There's no regrets.
Chris, what's your superpower?
I would try and think now. Favorite superheroes. What would I do? I would be able to climb, basically like Spider-Man, basically like climb stuff, climb really high. You know, with
Gecko hands, man. Yeah, gecko hands.
Gecko hands. Yes.
I am Gecko Man.
Yeah.
Mikey, who's your favourite idol?
Nick Cave. Oh, of Idols, the band.
Well, B.
Okay, my favourite idol in the band. Dev.
I would have accepted Billy Idol or Eric Idol, but Dev's good.
Oh. Let me answer that one. Billy.
Billy Idol, of course, yeah. King Rock. Chris, what's your favourite foot?
My sweet right foot.
Sweet right foot, absolutely. Mikey, the best gig you've ever been to?
Neutral Work Hotel, the band you heard of.
Chris, EastEnders or Coronation Street?
EastEnders.
Of course, London boy.
Yeah.
Mikey, your last question. Describe yourself in 3 words.
Confident, obscure,
Shit white.
happy.
Hey, you like it. Chris, describe yourself in 3 words.
Cautious, novel, and friendly.
Mike, describe Chris in 3 words.
Cuddly, shit face.
Chris, we pay the favour. Describe Mikey in 3 words.
Sinister, deviant, sexual.
I like that. He knows I like that as well.
Yeah. He knows you too well. Frauds, Mikey and Chris, thank you very much.
Thank you.
For joining me tonight. I've enjoyed it a lot. I hope one day this lockdown will be over, and I hope one day we can all go out and do it all again.
We will. Yeah, mate, it'd be lovely to see you, man. It's been so long. I can't believe it's like February what,
Yours
second or
was
something.
the last gig I went to. I saw one other gig after yours, but it just seemed like fucking. Well, it's 3.5, 4 months away, but it just seems like 4 years away. It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
I'm just doing my head in like it is everyone else, but we'll get there.
We will.
Like fucking idiots when it happens. So thank you very much. We're going to do a big wave now, and then Lindsay knows that we're done. Then Lindsay comes on and goes and rests.
We're done, Lindsay.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
I'm gone.